Today in this video, I will share how to configure basic Mangle rule and routing mark to map a specific source or network to a specific ISP or WAN. Here in the diagram, our task is to map LAN 1 to ISP 1 and LAN 2 to ISP 2. If the laptop is tagged with LAN 1 network, it can connect to the internet using ISP 1 only. If the laptop is tagged with LAN 2 network, it can connect to the internet using ISP 2 only. To achieve our task, follow the steps on the screen. First, create routing mark for each of the default route facing to their respective ISP. To do this, click IP, then Route. Then, edit the existing default routes on the list. Double-click each route, then add a routing mark on the bottom part. Label the routing mark using your desired name. Here, I used and matched the routing mark name to their respective LAN network. Next, create new NAT rule for each of the LAN network. Retain the existing NAT rule. For LAN 1, in General tab, choose the chain as source NAT. Then the out interface facing its respective ISP. In Action tab, choose Source NAT, then to the address of the WAN interface. Repeat the procedure for LAN 2. Last step, create Mangle rule for each LAN network and map to their respective routing mark in the default static route. Under Firewall, click Mangle, then Add New Rule. For LAN 1, in General tab, choose the chain as pre-routing, then input the source address, which is the LAN 1 network. Go to Action tab, then choose Mark Routing. For the new routing mark, drop down, then choose the routing mark for LAN 1 network. Repeat the process for LAN 2. Next, let us proceed with the actual testing. First to test is LAN 1. Tagged Ethernet 4 to bridge LAN 1, then connect to the laptop. Check the IP address obtained by the laptop, then the Internet connectivity. As we can see, the laptop's address details is matched with LAN 1. This is based on the IP config details on the laptop LAN interface and on the leased address details on the router's DHCP server interface. The public IP address is also matched with ISP1. Disable Ethernet 2 for WN1 and check the result. As expected, for this setup, Internet is disconnected. In the next video, I will show how to configure failover for this setup to avoid interruption. Enable Ethernet 2, then proceed with LAN 2 testing. Go to Bridge then. Edit the bridge port. Tag port Ethernet 4 to bridge LAN 2, then connect the laptop. Check the laptop address details and Internet connectivity. As expected, the laptop address matches with LAN 2. And the public IP address matches with ISP2. If we disable Ethernet 3 for 1.2, Internet is also disconnected due to the limitation of this setup. With this, we are done with our task for Mikrotik router NAT configuration part 2, wherein we mapped each LAN to their specific ISP. I hope that this is informative to you and thank you for watching.